Blackstone Audio presents Act 1, an autobiography by Hart. This book is read by Jim Meskimen. For my wife, Kitty Carlyle, the book that she asked for. Forward. I was 10 years old when I first saw my father disappear into his little tent-like contraption. He called it a cabana, facing the sea in front of our house on Long Beach Island, and begin to write what was to become his memoir, Act 1. Long Beach Island was about 60 miles, as the seagull flies, from where he planted his behind on Brighton Beach some 30 years earlier to write the first draft of Once in a Lifetime, the big hit that launched his career. Writing in longhand on yellow legal pads, facing the sea, with a couple of Hershey bars, seems to be all he needed to get the juices flowing. There was no disturbing Dad when he was in the cabana, but if you caught him in the ocean or walking on the beach, he was fair game. On rainy days when we had a house full of guests for the weekend, we'd read plays, usually one of his, of course. My first exposure to The Man Who Came to Dinner was playing a one-line convict while listening to the man who wrote that line play Sheridan Whiteside. He finished the book when I was 11, and he took great pleasure in the rave reviews, as well as the fact that both the New York Times and the Herald Tribune put Act 1 on the cover of their book review sections, a seldom achieved coup. I'd been telling people I wanted to be an actor, and he made a point of taking me aside to say that he thought I might want to wait until I was a bit older, perhaps 17 or 18, to read the book, because it would mean more to me then. He died when my younger sister Kathy was 11 and I was 13. I didn't wait all those years to discover the wonders his memoir contained. I didn't become an actor, but I do work in his beloved theater as a director, producer, and writer. What makes the book so wonderfully accessible and universal is the story of his struggle through a crushing poverty as a child, and his indomitable spirit to achieve a far-fetched dream of making a life for himself in the theater. What makes the book and the writing so unique is that he was finally able to use his own voice, rather than the voice of his characters, to tell his story. I have directed and produced many of his plays over the years, and I make it a point, at first rehearsal, to read a short passage from the book, because the voice emanating from the page is the same one I heard around the house. The actors can hear it too.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?